What is up, Lions Nation? We are Lions Nation podcast. It is our post-game show slash NFL show all in one tonight. A little late, but hey, things happen. But we're here tonight. We got MCR in the house and the one and only Statman as well. And we are ready to go. We're going to be taking a look at the game from the Cowboys-Lions game. We're also going to be taking a look at Statman's player of the game. We got MCR's injury report and the NFL standings as well. And then the who's hot, who's not top 5 list. So lots of fun stuff tonight. And Statman.
That countdown begins now.
All right. As per usual, subscribers, we are at 361 subscribers on that march to 500. So thank you to our new subscriber that we have gained. And again, sorry everybody for the delay, but hey, we had some stuff going on, so we had to do it tonight. Shout out to P-Dubs, who's normally here on this show. I don't know exactly what's going on, but he's got some stuff going on. So shout out to him. Hope everything is okay with you. Dar is in the house, says what's up. What's up, Dar?
What's going on?
What's up, Bill?
Dustin was supposed to be on the show tonight to play the 10-play drive, but he is not feeling well. So we're looking at probably next Friday to have Dustin on here to give it another shot. Fellas, we had Dallas came into town, played Detroit. Detroit got it done, put up 44 points. I think the defense did play better than what they have been. Quite a bit to talk about tonight. We're going to start out with MCR over there because the Lions did take a big hit over there on the injury side.
Yeah, so starting for our first injury today is safety Brian Branch. Huge blow, huge loss for us here. He is out for the season after suffering a torn Achilles tendon in the fourth quarter in Thursday's game against the Cowboys. He is done for the season. That is a huge blow for us. And then next, I would like to jump over to the next injury that happened to us in Thursday's game, which is Thomas Harper. He was injured in the fourth quarter as well. He is under the concussion protocol, and he's waiting to be evaluated more on Monday, as far as we know as of today. And we'll get more information on that, whether he clears it or not, for our next pregame show. Hopefully we'll get a better update on that. And then I'm going to jump on over to offensive guard. Or I'm sorry, scratch that. Safety, Kirby Joseph. So Joseph is hopeful for a return against the Rams game on December 14th. Hopefully we can get Kirby Joseph back with the blow of Brian Branch and Harper being down. So hopefully we can get Joseph back and he's ready to go. He's hopeful for the return, kind of expected, but there's no clear thing saying that he's going to be in that game yet. But the hope is there, and that's all that matters. And we need that if we can get him back for that game. And then last but not least, offensive guard, Christian Mahogany. He is looking and targeting to come back at Rams game December 14th as well. He has expressed and stated that he feels 100% and ready to play again this season. So that is some good news there for us as well, possibly getting Christian Mahogany back in that game. And we need him back. He's been solid for us.
Yeah, Steven Erickson popped in, says hello. Just want to make sure we say hello back.
No. Steve.
So, Statman, I'm going to go down to you. Brian Branch, that's huge.
Yeah, he's one of the leaders of the defense, one of our best tacklers, one of our best coverage safeties. I mean, obviously Kirby Joseph is out right now, but he's trending to come back. And then I want to get to Christian Mahogany. Like, him not being in, Miles Frazier came in. He was pancaking guys, putting them on their back. So, I mean, I like Miles Frazier. I don't know if you guys watched him. He put 6 Dallas Cowboys on their backs, literally in that game. It was insane.
Just read something like a couple minutes ago about that exact same thing that you just said. So, yeah. That's awesome.
That dude's a beast. He's been hurt most of the season, but he is actually able to rotate in this last game. And I don't know if you've seen the pass protection, but that pass protection was solid.
Yeah, and you know, before this Dallas game, we've had some trouble in that area. So maybe, you know, Frazier coming in is exactly what the Lions needed to get that offensive line beefed up to where it needs to be. I mean, it was a totally different game that we've seen this past game against Dallas compared to what we have saw in the last few weeks, as far as being able to pass the ball, being able to run the ball. One player can make a key. Hopefully Kirby Joseph is going to come back soon. Hopefully it'll be against that in the Rams game, because losing Brian Branch in that secondary and Harper, our secondary is probably our weakest spot in our defense, hands down. And to lose another star player like Brian Branch, that could really hurt us down the road here when it counts.
Definitely could.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm hoping for the best that Kirby Joseph does come back. That's a little bit bigger than Mahogany. We can squeeze guys in there, you know, to fill his role, but he still is a big contributor to our early success this year, was, you know, Christian Mahogany. So, you know, for that line before they started getting banged up. And now our secondary doesn't look good. So I'm hoping the best that Kirby Joseph is ready to go and he's at 100% as well.
Yeah. I had a train of thought and I friggin' lost it. I mean, if you look at Statman, the Lions takeaways, who's that guy that usually has those picks? It's Kirby Joseph. He's like I would say like our ball hawk. That's where I was going. So getting him back could create some more turnovers for us, even though we did have a few of them in that Dallas game. But it's going to be huge to get him back, especially with Branch out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you're missing a guy like Kirby Joseph for about half the season almost, it hurts your defensive secondary. He's kind of a leader on the defense other than Jack Campbell. And, you know, it's huge not having him. You got your main pieces to your defense as Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Jack Campbell, and then Aiden Hutchinson on the line. I mean, those are your main guys for the defense. So anytime you're missing half of those guys, it definitely puts a damper on your secondary.
Yeah. Now I want to go to, before we move on, I want to just take a listen on what Dan Campbell had to say about the game.
You know, a number of guys played really good for us. You know, Muhammad with the 3 sacks, that was big time. You know, Hutch draws a lot of attention. He got some one-on-ones. Man, he won his one-on-ones. That was huge. You know, Jack Campbell was all over the field, had a punch out. TK in the return game, Tom Kennedy was huge for us, big time. So was Sailors. Special teams played a huge role. And then Golf, man, I told him we were going to put this on him. This game we were going to put on him, and it was going to start with him. And, man, he really lit the fire for us. And then St. Brown, man, we didn't know if we were going to be able to get him. Once again, St. Brown does what St. Brown does. If he can play, he's going to play. And he didn't want any plays off either, by the way. Like, he's going in to compete. He'll block. He made some explosive plays for us. J-Mo stepped up. Just a number of great performances. I thought Gibbs showed up. Demo, the guys we talked about, man, we challenged a number of our guys, and man, they really showed up for us. So that's a damn good win. That team is hot. That was a hot team coming in here. That's a potent offense. And, was it perfect? No, we still got some stuff that wasn't good. We had some of these penalties. We had some young guys that, we got to clean some of this up, false starts, stuff like that. But we overcame a lot, and that's what this team does. So I'm proud of them.
Now, I want to play that right now because there is somebody that you mentioned in the pregame, Statman, that once again played amazingly, and that was Tom Kennedy on special teams, setting the Lions up at the 40-yard line. How many times? Like, amazing. That guy is just amazing to me.
Like what I said, he takes advantage of his opportunities that he's given. He's a guy that hasn't been really given a shot. So anytime he's out there, he tries to prove himself, not only for himself, but for the team, to Dan Campbell. He wants to show everybody he can play. He can play. We've seen it time and time again. Anytime he's been called up, he comes in and he executes. That's all you ask for off those bench guys or those rotational guys. And he keeps showing up every week. I mean, the special teams, it's huge when you start the ball off at your own 40-yard line, almost at midfield. It's crazy.
He's so good. I mean, Dan Campbell, he brought up a lot of good points. They needed all three phases to play, and all three phases played in that game, and that's what can happen. And that, I don't know, it was a great game. Dar says they need to bench DJ Reed.
Yeah, Reed was struggling in that game. He got targeted 10 times.
He got the interception at the end, but other than that, not good.
He even admitted to him. Well, DJ Reed even had a interview in the locker room where he was asked about the interception. He goes, "Yeah, you always love to get an interception. I didn't play very well all game, but it's how you finish, and I finished hard, I believe." So he obviously knows that he wasn't playing well in that game at all.
And then I don't remember the exact stat, but I know that Aiden Hutchinson, I think, is at like 75 pressures. He had a huge amount of pressures in that game. And that, I think.
He had 10.
Yeah, I think that, and then I think 7 of them alone were in the fourth quarter. But that's where Muhammad comes into play, because you got a guy like Hutchinson who's getting that many pressures. Then a guy like Muhammad needs to step up and do his thing on the other side, and that's exactly what happened.
Muhammad had 3 sacks. Muhammad had 3 sacks. If you heard Dan Campbell's interview, Muhammad had 3 sacks in that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he also said with Aiden Hutchinson getting double team chipped, Muhammad has the one-on-ones, and he beat his one-on-ones, and that's what we asked for on the other side. And Muhammad's had flashes all year. I mean, he has had flashes, but he's got to be more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, he's a solid fit, but you're right. I agree with that statement. He does have to be more consistent each and every week. But go ahead, Andy. Sorry.
I was going to say, to flip the page over to the offensive side of the ball, we saw Jahmyr Gibbs play outstanding once again. We saw Jared Goff have a really good game. Montgomery, not too shabby on his side with a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown comes in with that injury. Didn't know he was going to play, very key. And then you had J-Mo and Tesla, all just factors in this game. And Tesla, all he does is score touchdowns. That's all that guy does. Like, he gets the ball.
He almost got 2.
Yeah.
He would have had 2 if Goff didn't miss him.
It wasn't, Statman, it wasn't perfect. Like Dan Campbell said, it wasn't perfect, but 44 points, that's where we're used to seeing from Detroit. And if looking ahead, if we want to beat the Rams, that's the kind of game we have to play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. And, they played well on both sides of the ball in this game. The offense was right there. Anytime Dallas put up something, the defense was playing well. And it's a good thing that Branch and Harper didn't get injured till late in the game, but it kind of sucks about the Branch situation that he's done for the year. But overall, man, the guys stepped up. Tesla, when they get him the ball, he can make plays when they actually start using him, and then Williams also, big factor too. He made some plays. So did, Gibbs was all over the place.
Gibbs.
And Gibbs actually, I think he tied Barry Sanders' record at 47. If not, he might have beat it by 1. But
yeah, and I actually, just to bring this up, I actually put in for Gibbs. If he plays, if the way he's playing right now, if he continues to play that way and plays the same amount of seasons as Barry Sanders did, he will surpass Barry Sanders by some pretty high numbers. That was just a projection I did just to see. So I don't know. Then you see all the stories today about Jahmyr Gibbs and when he was drafted and how the Lions believed in him. And then what I want to do. Oh, we got a comment here. I can't tell what the first letter is. Statman, can you see that?
You all see Cade Cunningham said the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I did see that. Can't believe you would say that being a Detroit Piston, but
Bandit is in the house, says hats off, Soul Man. You and I called the Lions win. The rest of the panel back the Cowboys. That was a reverse psychology on Statman.
see, when we picked them to lose, they won. How does that work?
But I want to, since we were talking about a certain individual, that is the Statman's player of the game this week for the Lions was Jahmyr Gibbs. And I had to throw in this little picture here of Jahmyr Gibbs' draft grade from CBS Sports when he was graded a D. Yeah, what about it?
That was our draft grade when we drafted him a few years ago, and it's not sitting well for CBS Sports now. It just tells you that sometimes these analysts just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Excuse my language. But also, I want to, if I could pick 2 players of the game, it would have been Sonic and Knuckles. Because when David Montgomery got called in to run, he ran his heart out. Both of them combined were amazing. And it also was effective, like we've been saying, is using Jahmyr Gibbs in the pass game. It's an extension of the run game. The guy in open space, he broke 2 guys' ankles in that game. One of them was Deron Bland on the sideline. It was absolutely insane. He just comes to a complete stop, and Deron Bland just flies out of bounds. It's like, can anybody tackle him? And then I want to bring up, too, Isaac Tesla on that touchdown run by Montgomery. He absolutely stonewalled one of the defenders for the Cowboys. It was the nastiest block I've seen by a wide receiver. That guy just threw his whole body weight and just dropped him.
Yeah. Tesla could even play tight end. That's how good Tesla. He's a big guy too, He could even play tight end with that kind of block.
Oh, absolutely.
Jahmyr Gibbs, just to recap, 7 receptions for 77 yards in the passing game. So
that's 11 yards a reception. Yeah. That's huge.
It is exactly 11 yards in reception. Yeah, and then for rushing, Jahmyr Gibbs 12 for 43, 3 touchdowns, 3 more touchdowns.
And then look at Montgomery's rushing.
Yeah, Montgomery was 6 for 60 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, 10 yards a carry. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could include both of them. That running game was just nasty, and it helped control the game.
What was the difference there was the offensive line, I think. A guy like Frazier coming in, making the offensive line work, that's going to open up them holes for that run game. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously, he makes plays with his feet, like you just talked about, but Montgomery just ran over people pretty much. But
Yeah.
that run game looked awesome. And then I loved how you had Jamison Williams with 7 receptions, St. Brown with 6, Jahmyr Gibbs had 7, Isaac Tesla had 2. I mean, Goff was getting the ball around, spreading it around. I mean, look at Williams had 96 yards, St. Brown had 92 yards. I mean, these
Yeah.
guys they were all getting the ball very equally. Good game.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
and with Dan Campbell taking over that offense, yeah, it might have took a while for players to get into rhythm, get used to the system that he's trying to run. And look what happens when it's running on all cylinders and it's working. The Lions are very dominant and a deadly team if everything's rolling. Now that they're on that page, we see that it can work now. With Dan Campbell calling these plays, we know the potential of it. With this game right here, proved that.
Now, before we go on to look at the standings, I want to bring these up. You had the Cowboys beat the Lions with total yards. They beat the Lions in passing yards. But one key stat, again, that I want to bring up is 4th down. The Lions did not go for it, not one time on 4th down in that game, and kicked the field goal instead. I love the mentality of Dan Campbell with his go for it mentality, but I also love the fact that he's been doing a lot smarter about it, and it paid off in that game.
Well, I think he's realizing
Yeah.
when you're facing these dangerous teams like the Dallas Cowboys, you don't want to give them opportunities in short field. You've seen it in that game. They could get down the field and score real quick, especially on our banged up secondary. So we just have to be more cautious of that, play field position because it helps us out in the long run.
Yeah, and then the last thing here, just sacks. Jared Goff was sacked 1 time. Dak Prescott was sacked 5 times. So, I mean, again, the offensive line doing an amazing job. The takeaways were there. We had 2 interceptions. I mean, the defensive line played great. Statman, looking forward, this is the kind of team that we need to see if we want to make it into those, the postseason. That's the kind of team we got to have on the field.
Well, what scares me is the consistency. Like,
Yeah.
our team isn't staying consistent. One game we'll have a shit game, and then the next game we'll play lights out. Everybody plays as a team. It's been
Who was it?
win,
Who was
lose,
it?
win, lose, win, lose.
Yeah. Know how they had that stat where, the Lions, every time they never lose back-to-back games or whatever. And then one of the players said, well, that shouldn't even be a stat because we shouldn't be the team known for coming back after we lose. We should just not be losing like that, Like, it's true, though. They should just be
And now
consistently playing like that.
And now they got an extended time until their next game, so they got a few extra days. Let's see if that affects anything.
Yeah.
Because the Lions, when they get rest, it seems like they have a dud the next game. So I just hope they don't come in laxed against the Rams and
we
just
cannot have a
end up getting blown out, because that's what I'm afraid of seeing.
Yep, we cannot
If
have
they
any
play like
more.
they did against Dallas, they can beat any team
we
on the
do it
remaining
twice.
schedule.
Yeah. That's how I look at it. Can we do it twice coming up for the Rams? That is the big puzzling question. Can
Yeah, and
do
that's
what
the
we
problem. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to worry, which Lions team's going to show up. Like, it should just be the one that played last week every fucking week. Like, let's go, bro.
Well, that's the consistency. It comes down to consistency, staying prepared, staying ready, switching up your game plans every week. Don't do the same thing.
Injury.
You have to keep the team guessing.
Dar says the Rams is usually the game Goff is well prepared for.
Yeah, I mean, Goff likes going back after the Rams, especially after he got traded for Stafford. They both quarterbacks have a chip on their shoulder with each team, so it's going to be a battle. And if it's a shootout battle, it's going to be a close one.
Now let's take a peek here at P-Dubs and Statman's top 5 list.
Well,
We had the
Statman's this week because
Yeah.
Harry didn't help me with the list.
Got you. So it's only Statman's list this week. We got the
Statman.
Vikings on the cold side. Vikings, Cardinals, Saints, Giants, Raiders. And I know you had one other team in there, Statman, but I couldn't fit it.
The Titans.
Patriots.
The Titans are on the bottom.
Yep. And then on the hot side, you had the Patriots, Broncos, Bears, Rams, and Seahawks. So you
Hey, you got to give it to the Patriots.
Go ahead.
Well, on the hot side, you got to give it to the Patriots and Broncos. They're both on huge winning streaks right now. They're both the hottest teams in the NFL, so you have to have them at 1 and 2. I think Patriots kind of had a weak schedule, and I believe the Broncos did as well. But we're going to see when they start playing these tougher teams, see what they're made of. As you can see, I didn't have the Colts on that list. Colts have kind of fallen off. They've been losing a lot lately, and their offense has been getting shut down. When Jonathan Taylor's shut down on their offense, they can't do anything. When it falls on Daniel Jones, on himself, it's a tough go. I think that's a lot of quarterbacks in the league. When you don't have your running game going, it's tough to carry the team. Goff's one of those quarterbacks. You're not going to sit there and watch him be able to sling it out and beat another team without his run game.
Yeah, I did notice that too, and that's a good point that you just made there, which is sad because you should still be able to play without a player, but we've seen it a lot with a lot of teams. Look at Sam Laporta being out. We got kind of messed up from that a little bit. But I like your list. I do. I agree with it 100%. I'm still up in the air with the Bears. I don't know. To me, is this really a for real team or I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is, like, all of a sudden the Bears are one of the top teams in takeaways. When you get turnovers in games by your defense, that helps you out so much. It's insane how many I think it's like 26 or 27 takeaways the Bears team defense has, if I'm not mistaken. And when your defense is playing that well and giving you the ball back and giving you more opportunities on offense, their offense may not be clicking all the time, but when the defense gives you more opportunities, it gives you more chances of doing that. And Ben Johnson, he's one of the best schemers as far as offensive play callers out there. And he's going to have that offense ready to go, trick plays and all. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to that game in Chicago because it's going to be interesting.
How many did you say, Statman?
26 or 27?
It is 26. 26.
Okay.
10 points.
I mean, the Bears are killing it.
We've seen the fallout from the Vikings. I think that a lot of that is a quarterback situation, maybe running back as well. But that team just doesn't have anything going for it this season. Cardinals, complete meltdown. Saints to Giants. I thought the Giants would be better than what they are. Jackson Dart, for a couple games looked good. And then not really. And then the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders.
Well, then at the very bottom of that list is the Tennessee Titans. They're not on that list because you couldn't fit them in there, but they're at the very bottom. They've only got one win this year. I don't see them winning another game. I see them holding off for the first overall pick. I see them going after a running back. I don't see him going after a quarterback because Levis will be back next year. And I think he would have been a better quarterback this year for them. And I think they would have been able to win a few more games at least with Will Levis back there. And I think I see them going after a running back, a stout running back, or I see them going after a top wide receiver in the draft. I think they need help offensively as far as weapons. They have Calvin Ridley, and they have a couple other nobody guys on there. It's kind of scary, their offensive talent.
I mean, I think, Statman, first, Marco just popped in, said, hey, what's up, Marco? But I think that all these teams, especially Saints and Raiders, Titans, they all just need, maybe Vikings too, they all need like that one or two things. Raiders, they got to get a quarterback. They got to get offensive line help. They have an outstanding running back in that backfield. They got to
They got a
build that
stout
team.
defense too.
Yeah, they got to be able to get a quarterback that can throw the damn ball and get an offensive line that can block. And Genty's set free to just unleash himself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, I think that comes with coaching too. Like,
Yeah.
look at us with our offensive line. We've been having pieces here or there on our offensive line. But you know what stayed the same? Hank Fraley as our offensive line coach. He's coached up some of the best offensive line the league's seen in the last few years. And it's all due to his coaching. And I mean, the players are talented, but then that coaching aspect, he teaches them, molds them together as a team, and they play a lot better that way. I think that's what the Raiders need. I think they have really good, talented offensive linemen. I think they just need somebody to put it together for them.
Now let's take a gander. Let's move over to the standings. Now this is updated after Thursday night's game. Over in the AFC, you got the Patriots still at number 1. Broncos, you got the Jags who moved up to number 3. The Ravens moved to number 4. The Chargers still at number 5. Colts dropped down to number 6. The Bills still at 7. And in the hunt, you have the Texans, Steelers, and Chiefs. And then over on the NFC, you got the Bears at number 1. The Rams still at number 2. Eagles 3, Bucks 4, Seahawks 5, Packers 6, 7 49ers. And then in the hunt, you got the Lions at 8, Panthers at 9, and the Cowboys dropped down to 10 with only an 8% chance to make the playoffs.
We got a 55% chance, so we still have a chance, okay? But we're going to need a lot of these teams to get beat.
Yeah.
And to fall under our record, and we're going to have to win out. Bottom line, we have to win out. That's how I see us making playoffs.
There are still no teams that have officially clinched a playoff spot. And there are some more teams that have been eliminated. On the AFC side, you have the Raiders and Titans. They were officially eliminated after last week. And then over on the NFC side, joining the Giants, you have the Cardinals and the Saints are officially eliminated.
That's sad that they just eliminated the Titans from playoff contention after last week. They should have been eliminated from playoff contention a couple weeks before that.
And you remember last week when I said that there was a bunch of teams that had a 1% chance? Those were some of those teams that finally got dropped out. Then you got teams like the Commanders, the Vikings, the Falcons. They're all listed at 1% still. So I'm assuming it's very possible after this next week that we'll see a lot more teams in that category.
I think they were just trying to be nice and give them the 1% to make them, give them hope, a little bit of hope.
If you got a 1% chance, odds are you ain't making it at all. They're already eliminated.
It's a mathematical thing. They have to say, hey, these guys still mathematically somehow can make it if everything failed above them.
Could you imagine the scenario that the Titans would have had to make the playoffs? Could you just think about it? It makes my head hurt of all the things that would have to happen for them to sneak into the playoffs. It's insane.
Let's see.
Crazy.
So, Statman,
and then,
while I'm looking at something, what's your thoughts on the AFC? Because there was a lot of changes there.
Now, one team I want everybody to look out for, I'm calling it now, the Houston Texans.
Yep, agreed.
They got the nastiest defense out there. They got the number 1 defense in the NFL. Defense wins Super Bowls. I'm telling you right now, they have a good chance in the AFC South because they're all really close. I think the Texans are a game behind both the Jaguars and the Colts in that division.
Yeah,
if they win out, they can take it over. They can sneak right in there. And Davis Mills is playing really well at quarterback, and they got a running game going now. And Nico Collins is looking really good right now too. Good luck. Anybody facing the Texans, that defense is for real. That's what I have to
I
say
would,
about the AFC. The Chiefs are out. You might as well just give them a 0% chance. They're not making it. I'm telling you right now. The Chiefs are not in. It's going to be nice not seeing the fucking excuse my language, not seeing the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs.
I don't necessarily think that Kansas City has a team. They just don't look that good, honestly. But I love what you said about the Texans because I see it too. Like that, they had a flip on that defense, and it's just dominating all of a sudden, and they keep that up. Where are they at right now in the division? Do you know?
Oh, they're third right now, behind the Jaguars and the Colts. Jaguars and Colts are both tied at 8-4,
Yep.
and then the Texans are 7-5. So they're only a game behind both of them.
Yeah, and then the Ravens, you got the Ravens who just took
And
over
they
the
just beat
Steelers
the
spot.
Colts head to head. And the Texans just beat the Colts head to head.
Yeah, so
They've
they're
been
right
taking out
there.
some good teams. Yeah.
All they got to do is take over that number one spot in their division, and they're in. It's guaranteed they're in. The
Or just beat
Ravens
out
are
Colts
in
or
right
the
now because
Jaguars head to head.
Ravens are in because they took over for the Steelers. They took that number one spot from the Steelers, so they're in. And then over on the NFC side, there wasn't a whole lot of movement besides the Cowboys dropped below the Panthers, and the Bears went up to that number one seed.
Well, the
Everything
NFC
else
is
stayed.
the strongest side right now. NFC, AFC, NFC has the stronger teams right now, I believe.
Yeah, if you
I
look
agree.
at the NFC standings, every one of those teams has a very high percentage chance of making it compared to the AFC, who does not. A lot of those teams are up in the air because they're so close. So we'll see what happens.
And I'm glad that the Eagles have dropped down. Now the Bears are up there. That might be more of the number one team than the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't want the Eagles to be in there at all. So I don't think they're that good, to be honest. But the Bucks are still hanging in there at that number 4 spot.
I'm
I
telling
don't
you
know.
what, nobody's going to want to go to Chicago to play playoff games. I can tell you that right now. Chicago gets that home field advantage, huge advantage for them. The Windy
Yeah.
City, they call it that for a reason, especially during the wintertime. That's going to be a heck of a place to play. I can tell you that right now. Not going to be fun.
Do anybody know, have the Bucks and the Panthers played this year? That you can
No.
remember?
They got to play each other twice in the last 4 games.
Because right now it's coming down to them. So the Panthers are still right there. If they can take over the lead from the Bucks, they're tied. So, well, no, they're not. 7-5 and 7-6. So the Bucks lose again, they're tied. Panthers win, they're ahead. So it'll be
And the thing
interesting.
about the Panthers is the same thing. They got a great team. They're beating some pretty good teams. They just have to stay consistent and play the same way they played against these good teams, against the bad teams that they should beat. They should have a better record than what they do. If they actually came and played like they played against Green Bay or like they played against these other teams that they beat and they weren't expected to win, you got to play up. You got to play up every game. Same thing with the Lions. If the Lions just played consistently all year, we wouldn't have the record we would, and we'd be sitting in the playoffs right now without thinking about how we're going to make it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to touch on the Lions. I mean, from what I see for the Lions right now, is we've lost games only because we're allowing too many points. Had we got that stop and not let them get that field goal or a touchdown, because the losses we had were in tight games. You know, they were feasible games that we could have won. And that's just something that they are probably going to be working on as the season continues. But yeah, New England is another threat. You know, they're over there on the AFC side. New England is probably the best team on that side, in my eyes. Broncos are hot as well. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, and that's
the only thing that I worry about with – go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The only thing I worry about with the Patriots is their weak schedule. If you look at their combined record of the teams they played and beat, it's not very good. I think the only team that they beat that I feel like is a legitimate good team is the Buffalo Bills, but they've also lost to a team like the Miami Dolphins. So you can't really say that they're that great either. I mean, it's tough when you're looking at the AFC side, and then the Broncos barely sneaking by every win. It's tough to see what's going to happen with them because of how they played throughout the year. They've got the wins. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But the strength of schedule and the close wins, is that going to bite them in the butt in the playoffs when they get in there?
Yeah, same thing for the Bears. Bears have been barely squeaking out games. Same thing for the Bears. They've had, 7 games now where it's nail biters. Don't know if they're going to win.
Detroit Lions are the highest scoring team in the NFL right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with the Bears, with teams like that, is they've won, but some of it was some luck. Some of it, I mean, it's hard to find the words I'm looking for, but I don't think they're that good.
I think their defense is playing better than their offense is right now.
I was trying to see if I could find what you were talking about with the Patriots schedule.
Look at the ranks for scoring. Look at the ranks for scoring defenses, like points allowed defenses.
Yeah, who's allowed the most points?
Who's allowed the fewest points? And who's allowed the most points? Look at the bottom and the top. See where the Lions rank and where the Bears rank. Those are the two teams I'm looking at. Points allowed, defense. If I had a computer right now, I'd be looking it up. I actually do have mine over there, but I don't feel like going and grabbing it.
I'm looking it up right now. I just got to find the right spot. It gives me a good answer. Points. It has Houston is on the top with 198 points.
So the best scoring defense in the league. Where does the Bears rank?
Unless that's upside down. Where are you, Bears? Bears have 307.
Where are they on the ranking?
This says 25.6 points per game.
Pretty good.
I'm going to see what the PFF is for them. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm loading something up right here. So the for season stats, according to PFF, points allowed 307. They're ranked 25th on defense.
That's not good. The turnovers is what's helping them out then.
Points scored 8th at 313.
Now, what about the Lions defense? How many points have they allowed? And where do they rank?
Lions are 24th with 304 for defense. Offense, points scored 394, first place.
Yep. That's what's killing us is it's the defense, man.
Allowing too many points.
So yeah, the Bears are getting out of the points scored by the turnovers they're getting on defense. So that's what's helping them out in that aspect.
I kind of want to know what the damn Texans is.
Houston's defense is for real, though.
Houston
Yeah, I haven't-
Texans. Points allowed, 198. They are first in the NFL. Offense, 22nd. So they are the number one defense right now.
Can you imagine if they had Joe Mixon, though, and CJ Stroud healthy?
Yeah.
I mean,
Joe Mixon's a huge
that
blow.
offense would be a lot better. Houston would be a nasty team.
So right now, Houston has the number one defense, and Detroit has the number one offense.
Yep.
That's it. But hey, guys, that is pretty much all we got for you tonight. I wanted to just shout out to make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody. Shout out to Dustin. Hopefully you feel better soon, Dustin, and can be here next week for our trivia game. And if you have seen or are interested in participating in that contest, the 10-play drive, you want to be a contestant, win for your chance to win up to $100. Message us on Facebook at our We Are Lions Nation Facebook page, or email us at wearelionsnation@gmail.com. Sign up today. Short little form, and you can come on the podcast, hang out, play the game. Dar. Dar,
And
come on.
whoever.
He ain't going to do it.
Don't
Well,
even have to
guys,
show his face.
That's all we got for you guys tonight. On behalf of myself, Statman, go ahead. You look like you're going to say something.
I was just going to say have a good night.
Yeah, on behalf of myself, the Statman, MCR, P-Dubs, wherever you are, everybody have a good night.
Peace.